planning for it and talking about it and wanting the solution defined and wanting to understand how we are going to allow them to leverage this probably a hybrid structure. They're not going to go 100% into the cloud from day one, but people who want to know what our cloud strategy is, it's 6 or 7 at least, and I expect that it to grow.
Jay?
Yeah, at the stage of evolution of our company, we are staying away from enterprise because we think it's a huge sink in terms of time for the type of solutions we are coming out with. But at the same time, 2 years from now, as our products mature and evolve, we do see that enterprises are kind of taking small chunks in terms of first actually transitioning their hardware and the storage aspects to the cloud, and then slowly kind of coming up the application layer. So right now, I would say we are on a 2 on 10.
Because our primary focus is our direct business and growing that, I'd say it's fairly low. There happen to be some interesting characteristics of our architecture and service that make it potentially applicable to the enterprise. So like Joe said, there's significant discussion around that, but as far as our priority right now, our direct business is the high priority.
Let's do 2 more questions.
Could you talk about your business models and how do you make money, each one of them? Minor detail.
The most difficult question, actually. Yeah, so
quick answers, please.
Yeah, so basically it's a subscription-like model. It's a recurring business. It's per node per year.
Today, it's through the channel into enterprise, and it's perpetual with ongoing maintenance.
It's basically software as a service kind of subscription model, but the kind of scaling that we're doing is not in terms of usage, but in terms of how successful the apps on which we provide analytics are. So, and then also, there's a long tail which is called the freemium, and there's a mid-section, and then there's enterprise. Yep.
We try to grow our user base as much as possible and then convert as many of those users to a subscription model for more storage. There are various tiers. The price goes up by tier, but it's competitively priced.
All right, one last question. Wow. No, there's this one.
I can probably talk out loud. The question is for AB. You mentioned that legacy applications will have to be rewritten to really utilize this new concept, right? When do you think that trend will happen actually? Because I think new applications are using REST API and things like that, right? But for the midsection, maybe some legacy applications will never move, but there must be a good sweet spot of midsection where by doing this rewrite, they might benefit, right? So when do you think that will happen, or do you really think that there will be a long tail of these kind of application blocks which gives a POSIX converter and things like that, right? So,
yeah, so we realize particularly in the storage industry, right, the enterprise apps where like they're all mostly using the legacy interface. We really cannot ditch POSIX, so we ended up implementing POSIX. Even though it was difficult, that was one of the reasons why storage industry was held back. We figured out ways, and we do that. And that we are able to migrate enterprise apps like GIS into Amazon Cloud without modification. But that's not the only part, right? Say if you also use some database, then if you are using DB2 or Oracle, now you should look at MongoDB, CouchDB, and others. They are not Oracle compatible, but there are other parts that you may have to rewrite. Storage part, we were able to do both object and file storage unified, and you can migrate.
Okay, so this was quite phenomenal. The fact to have this whole crowd full, the room full at 8:50 is quite an achievement, I think. Clearly, there's a tremendous amount of interest in this particular area. So please do send us your feedback and your suggestions for upcoming events. We're going to keep this fairly hopping in terms of the number of events and so on. I would like to thank the panelists. Thank you for very interesting histories as well as a description of your success and your technology. I certainly would like to thank the audience for their interest. So a big round of applause for the panelists.
please keep coming. Next Tuesday is the next event. Now, I think we'll leave it for 10 minutes of this mixing, and then I think Dan's gonna switch off the lights so you can see.
Thank you.